And then we come down and we look and see that underneath this P wave is the intracardiac atrial activation. It occurs here again. It occurs here again. It occurs here again. Could there be an APC that happened here? If this were an APC, this would have to be early. That's what an APC is. And here, these, which underline the P wave, which is a catheter sitting in the right atrium recording the timing of its activity, comes right on clockwork. So this excludes an APC. Normally, if we don't have these, what we're doing is we're looking at the surface to say, do we have any change in this T wave to make this a conducted APC? And if you look at this T wave and you look at this one, I don't see anything. And in this case, we can look down and say that's because nothing happened. The sinus beat was unaffected. Next, here is our normal sinus complex. We have an A, an H, and a V. Here we have a V, and we don't really have a His in front of it with the same relationship, right? What's our differential diagnosis? Two things for boards: PVC, or VT, or pre-excited. Now, unless we think it's pre-excited, this is a PVC. And there's nothing to suggest pre-excitation. You know, these, looking at the surface, it looks like a left bundle. Looking at the intracardiacs, if it were pre-excited, what would we expect to find? Well, let's think about it. Normally, the time, we have a delay from the A to the H down to the V because you're going consecutively through the AV node, from the atrial side of it, through the node, and because of the electrical properties of the AV node, our recording system doesn't record it, so we see the His when it comes out the other side, and then there's delay as we activate the His-Purkinje system, and then the ventricular tissue near the His bundle electrogram is recorded, we get the V, right? If we had a shortcut somewhere else, we might see that the HV interval is shortened. The ventricle can be activated early. But in this case, we actually have a generous HV interval, and it doesn't change. So there is nothing in any matter to suggest pre-excitation. And even if you didn't follow all that intracardiac discussion, we can see here that the PR interval is not short. Okay.